think one of the things we'd like everyone to understand is that the National Children's Cancer Society is there for every family who has a child with cancer.
Yeah, I remember I was beginning to feel a little bit of a pain in my left leg, but I didn't think anything of it. I was a 14-year-old kid. It was no big deal. And then we finally, my mother noticed that I was limping, and we went to see a family friend who was a doctor in orthopedics, and he took some x-rays, and then he came into the room, and he just said, "Not good news. You've got a battle ahead of you."
I was 17, and it was the summer before my senior year of high school. And it'd been about 9 months that I'd been sick, visited doctor after doctor. They couldn't seem to figure it out. And then finally got some blood work done and got the phone call that I had acute lymphocytic leukemia.
In that office, cancer was the word on everyone's mind, but nobody said it. It was not mentioned once during the entire meeting, and I kept thinking about it. My parents kept thinking about it. I'm sure he did as well, but nobody wanted to ask that question, is this cancer? Because as soon as you said that word, it all begins.
From that first moment you're told that your child has cancer until you've gone through the surgeries and the chemotherapy, it's just like a tidal wave of activity that takes over the entire family life.
You know, when I got sick, it was like my entire family got sick. And I honestly couldn't tell you which is worse, to be the one who's ill or to be the parent of the one who's ill, and quite frankly, I would think it's the latter.
I know it was really tough on my mom. She was with me every doctor's appointment, every time I was in the hospital. It brought us so much closer. She was really my best friend through the whole thing.
Our daughter Amanda is a 3-time cancer survivor and has also had 2 liver transplants, so you can only imagine the surgeries, the activity, the financial burden, and everything that comes along with all of that.
I'm a couple years out, and I've had, unfortunately, 1 relapse so far. And with cancer, it's one of those things where it never really goes away. You know, I say that even if you are past that 5-year mark, you're cured, but you're always cured with quotes.
School used to come so easy for me. I was, I'd never had to study, and I still did great. And now I really have to work a lot harder at it. A lot of the neurocognitive processing, it's a little bit, my thoughts are a little bit slower from the chemo, and I have to, put forth that extra effort.
They have, their markers, you're every month for a while, and then you're every 3 months, and you're every 6, and then you're every 12. But with each one, they just go over the, the problem areas. For me, my cancer was in the bone, but its metastasis point is in the lungs, and so I always get the chest CTs. It's one of those things where if you can catch it and you have the opportunity to catch it, that's something that you need to take advantage of.
When they look at me, they think, she's not sick. And it's also, I was in a wheelchair for about 9 months, and I had a physical therapist tell me that I would never walk again. And I was not having that.
Programs like Beyond the Cure provide a means of both education and support for these cancer survivors, giving them resources so that they can put the pieces together and realize how the cancer therapy has impacted their lives, but also provide some solutions so that they can meet the challenges as they face in the future.
We also have a website where you can put in the disease that you had and the treatments that were used that will help you understand what the side effects might be over your lifetime.
In addition, there are other resources like their scholarship program that provides opportunities for childhood survivors to be able to move on to college education.
Despite all the difficult times you go through when your child is experiencing cancer, the flip side of that is when they make it through is that you experience gratitude literally every minute of every day. I have a beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful 21-year-old daughter now who is just thriving. She's an aspiring artist. She's in school getting all A's. It's been so exciting for us.
I'm going to go into pediatric oncology, going to help these patients just like me, and I can go in and I can tell them I've been there, like I've seen this, I've been in your shoes, and I'm on the other side now, and just kind of give them that hope and support that they can survive and be successful and do whatever they want.
I still remember leaving the hospital that last time and thinking, I am going to be back here, I am going to be a doctor. And then as time went on, it seemed to me like that was just, it was a nice ending to the story. I would like to continue working towards this cause. I don't know what my role in it will be, but it's one of those things where I feel once it hits you once, you're part of a family and you're part of a community, and that's where you are. It's an amazing thing that they do here, and I'm incredibly grateful that we came across this group.